Dans cette vidéo, je vous emmène à Tel Aviv en Israël découvrir les bureaux d'Artlist où j'ai pu papoter avec un des fondateurs, rencontrer le directeur de production, mais aussi partir au studio d'Artlist en plein cœur de Tel Aviv, rencontrer les musiciens, mais surtout le directeur de la musique, le Head of Music, qui est à l'origine de l'expansion énorme d'Artlist et qui fait qu'aujourd'hui Artlist c'est les meilleurs. Bonjour et bienvenue les amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Aujourd'hui prenez-vous une petite tasse, un petit café, un petit chocolat chaud, un petit thé, parce que c'est une vidéo qui fait un peu moins de 30 minutes et qui va vous régaler, hein, du divertissement culturel j'ai envie de dire, pour découvrir qui est derrière Artlist. C'est le dernier épisode de la série Je visite les usines 2. Et si vous n'avez pas vu les anciens épisodes, sponsorisés par Artlist, tous ces voyages, je suis parti en Chine dans les usines de Nanlite pour vous faire découvrir qui est Nanlite. Je suis parti dans les usines de chez Cartoni à Rome pour vous montrer un peu qui c'est. Et aujourd'hui, le dernier épisode sur Artlist pour dévoiler, hein, parce que tout le monde connaît Artlist, on a tous les pubs sur Insta, sur Facebook, on a tous on connaît tous, et pour la plupart d'entre vous qui utilisez peut-être Artlist, ça va vous révéler qui sont les gens derrière ça, leurs valeurs, leur état d'esprit, qui c'est. Et moi j'ai à cœur d'être hyper impliqué dans les marques que j'utilise parce que je veux savoir s'ils sont honnêtes, s'ils sont justes, s'ils sont bien, s'ils sont sains, s'ils sont... voyez, donc pour moi c'était important de mener à bien ce projet. Et comme d'habitude, si ça vous intéresse, vous avez 2 mois offerts gratuits si vous souscrivez à n'importe quel abonnement de chez Artlist en passant par mon lien dans la description. Je vous laisse checker ça. Je remercie tous ceux qui passeront par ce lien. Et puis c'est parti, bonne vidéo. Rebelote Lucas.
Rebelote. Bon, on est arrivé à Bruxelles.
Bruxelles, là une fois, bonjour à les amis belges.
Good morning.
Partons pour Israël. Shalom. De verre, il fait 1000 degrés. On va dire qu'il y a Artlist comme ça.
Artlist.
T'es stressé?
Ouais.
Bon, mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue chez Artlist en Israël, ici à Tel Aviv. Et je suis persuadé à 100% que vous ne saviez pas que Artlist était israélien. Aujourd'hui, on est avec Léa. Léa qui est française. Et
c'est
oui,
vrai.
Léa, parce que tu es responsable des partnerships.
Tout à fait.
C'est quoi le nom exact?
Partnership Marketing Manager.
Partnership Marketing Manager. Donc elle gère les petits youtubeurs comme moi, comme les gros youtubeurs. C'est-à-dire le plus gros youtubeur que tu gères.
Peter McKinnon.
Voilà.
Qui d'autre? Danny. Notre ami Danny.
Ah, c'est
et
cool.
plein d'autres encore. Mais on aime tout le monde et
Ouais.
tous les Français.
Ah, c'est très bien ça. Mais ça fait plaisir d'avoir. Il y a beaucoup de Français ici. On va en rencontrer quelques-uns, je crois.
C'est vrai.
On va aller visiter tout de suite. On va commencer par les bureaux. Tu vas nous présenter les bureaux. C'est parti, on te suit?
C'est parti.
Tu nous fais la visite?
On va faire le tour.
Allez, quand même assez cool. On est sur les... C'est quoi? Tout le monde déjeune ici? C'est assez jeune. Hein. C'est jeune, c'est moderne, c'est international.
Donc ça c'est notre cuisine, c'est là où
Ok,
on déjeune,
ok,
on prend
ok,
aussi nos
ouais.
réunions ici de temps
Ok.
en temps.
Trop bien.
C'est un peu là où tout le monde se rencontre aussi et
Ok.
discute un peu de nouvelles idées, etc. On se
Ok.
retrouve aussi ici un peu pour jouer de la musique pour
Très bien.
les meilleurs d'entre nous.
Génial.
Donc venez, on va monter. Ouais.
Je crois que...
Shalom.
Shalom.
On a quelques Français ici
Ok, génial.
qui représentent.
Oui, c'est Stéphania.
Ouais, c'est Stéphanie.
Et ouais, Stéphanie. Ok, sales de chez Artlist, ça fait plaisir.
Très sérieux, ils sont
Très sérieux, oui, ça bosse. Hein.
très sabotieux.
Oui, ça bosse. Ouais, tu fais des plans d'illustration.
C'est plus notre équipe data.
Ok.
C'est assez sympa ici.
Ah,
on
c'est
voit-
chouette. C'est trop
Ah,
bien
ouais,
ces
ouais.
bureaux.
Ouais, c'est sympa. Bon, ici on a des salles de réunion aussi. Ici on a tout ce qui est finance, très sérieux ici.
Très sérieux aussi. Les finances, tu sais, c'est jamais des gens très rigolos. Hein.
Les travailleurs.
Je rigole. Il y a des Français? Non, ça a été rigolo.
Hi, we going. Ah, ils sont très gentils aussi.
ils sont
Shalom, ils s'occupent
Shalom.
de la data.
Ok. Bon, vous êtes gentils.
Bon, là c'est notre équipe de Motion Array. Je sais
Ah
pas
ouais,
si-
ok. Non, ouais, j'ai utilisé Motion Array pour tous les... Ouais, le stock footage, c'est vrai. Peter McKinnon, il est même pas venu ici.
Il est même pas venu, vous êtes privilégié.
C'est pas vrai. Oh, honte sur lui quand même.
Non,
hein.
il y a Sam Newton qui est venu.
Ah, Sam Newton, c'est... Ok. Tu lui as fait la visite? C'est toi qui as fait la visite?
Moi non, j'étais pas encore malheureusement chez Artlist.
Ok.
Donc moi j'ai la,
Bon, toi,
la
t'as
chance
Hugo
de
Boué.
faire en
Voilà.
français.
T'as Hugo Boué, bon, c'est
C'est
pas Sam Newton,
encore
c'est
mieux.
pas... T'es gentil, elle est gentille, mais bon.
Donc là c'est le deuxième immeuble.
Ok.
Ici c'est notre
Hello, shalom.
équipe incroyable. Sorry, I'm doing
Le
it in
support.
French. but I'm just saying you're the best support team ever.
We support you. Yeah.
Alors eux justement ils s'occupent de tout ce qui est discovery content, c'est de ça qu'ils nous parlait Ori, de sélectionner le contenu, les vidéos qui passent, etc., les musiques.
Ah ouais, c'est eux qui... Ok,
ouais,
c'est
du catalogue, qui s'occupent du catalogue.
C'est du catalogue, ok.
Hi.
Alors ça, évidemment, on y reviendra quand on va aller découvrir les studios et qu'on va parler avec le Head of Music, avec Ori, qui va nous expliquer un petit peu tous les critères de sélection, tous les chiffres, toutes les données qui vont être super intéressantes.
Bon,
oui, donc
après,
c'est eux sur les critères...
Aussi, ici, il y a le catalogue management, c'est vraiment eux qui vont gérer tout ce qui est sélection, relation avec les artistes, être sûr que tout marche bien, tout fonctionne bien, que c'est bien tagué aussi, parce que comme on peut sélectionner et filtrer par genre, par mood, etc. Voilà, on a une autre française ici.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Mais oui, on s'est vu tout à l'heure.
Ça, c'est la partie média. Ils reçoivent tout le footage en fait et ils curatent, ils mettent les tags. Et on a aussi une partie qui est plus on recherche les nouveaux talents, donc on regarde les trends, etc. Et on va targeter un côté un peu sales.
Ok, génial, trop bien.
Merci.
T'es la seule française ici?
Je suis la seule française pour l'instant.
Dans tout le...
Dans le building, ah ouais, trop bien.
Ils avaient une française avant, mais elle est plus là.
Ok.
C'est
elle est plus là.
Voilà, c'est ça.
Elle règne sur le building.
Ok, c'est cool.
Ouais, c'est très
Tu es d'où en France?
Paris.
C'est Paris.
Ouais.
Ouais, il y en a beaucoup
Et
de
vous?
Paris. Bordeaux. Ok.
Ils
Ah, trop
parlent
bien.
un peu français.
Bonjour.
Un petit peu français.
Un peu beaucoup. Beaucoup. Ça va? Ouais, ça va. C'est cool. Merci.
C'est super beau.
C'est joli.
C'est trop bien.
Mais t'as le meilleur
C'est quoi?
style, sorry.
Bonjour.
Mais vous êtes dans un building qui est classé aussi.
Oui, c'est ce que j'ai
Ah
dit.
ouais.
Mais it's
Ok.
kind of creepy.
Ouais.
Sorry.
Ah, it's it. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Here
you
go.
as well.
Okay.
Welcome to Artlist.
Thank you very much.
It's always nice to meet face to face.
Yeah, of course, that's true.
Are you from France?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear from the accent. Where from Paris?
Bordeaux.
Yeah?
Bordeaux,
Yeah.
Southwest.
Yeah, for
Have you been to? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Good. Okay.
They're really looking to go to France this summer,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
Sounds.
always, you know,
Just
for
to
me it's
chill.
a go-to.
Where do you go?
Usually to Paris.
That's why I'm doing the French tour.
French tour.
French tour.
French tour is nice.
I was wondering, when did you found Artlist? Artlist is like 2018?
16.
16.
Yeah.
Tu vois, encore dans l'exagération marseillaise.
T'as dit quoi?
Je vais mourir.
Ah, je vais mourir.
Je peux mourir de chaud.
Ça fait 4 heures.
C'est notre merveilleuse équipe
oui.
marketing
Oui.
avec des gens sympathiques.
Mais oui. Il y a même Raphaël.
Dont Raphaël.
Ça va? Responsable. Motion arrêt, c'est ça? Cool. Ah oui, d'accord, on sent le. C'est cool. Ah, c'est chouette, bah, tant mieux, c'est génial. Ah, c'est cool. Trop bien.
Qui est design
Ok.
pour les newsletters.
Ah ouais,
Ils
ok.
vont refaire tout notre design sur le site, etc.
Ok. Ah oui, toutes les pubs qu'on voit sur Instagram, c'est lui.
Avec notre équipe de production
Avec
qu'on va
l'équipe de
rencontrer.
prod. Ah ouais, ok.
Qui font eux les vidéos
Et
et
ils sont
eux
bons.
ils
Hein.
s'en
Eux,
chargent.
ils sont bons parce qu'on en a des pubs d'Artlist.
Eux, ils font la production et eux, ils s'occupent de poster, de gérer tout. Paz, c'est notre social media sur Motion, right?
Ok.
Samuel, il est en charge de toute la partie copywriter.
Enchanté.
Il parle très bien le français.
Ah oui, merveilleux. Ah, comme une vache espagnole, elle parle
C'est
bien.
comme la chef qui est malade.
Ah ouais. D'où vous venez? De Bordeaux. De Bordeaux. Ouais. Vous êtes jamais allé? Ah bon, c'est merveilleux. C'est un petit Paris, mais sans les Parisiens. Ah, c'est très bien. Oh, c'est merveilleux. C'est super. Vous êtes d'où, Samuel?
Je suis anglais, désolé.
Anglais. Non, don't be sorry. C'est un truc de ouf en fait. Merci.
Shalom, hello.
Shalom.
Bonjour.
Hello, shalom.
Meet Hugo and Luca.
How are you guys?
One
to
of
meet
our
you.
French affiliate who is working with Artlist for a few years.
Yeah.
This is our amazing team who is doing all the videos. And this is Amir.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm here.
We're basically the production team here.
Of course.
We're constantly working on all the ads and marketing
Okay.
assets that you see on YouTube, TV, TikTok, Instagram, everything.
So many questions about how do you produce the ads that we can see on YouTube and Instagram.
Sure.
So I asked Leah if it was in intern, so if you have your own content like studio.
Most of our ads are done here in Tel Aviv or in a production around Israel, but we did have few productions that we did abroad. Specifically in East Europe, I think. Everything is done internally, basically. So from VFX, motion, script writing, and then the production of it. So we have our producer, but obviously cameraman, setting, lights, things like that. And casting.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes we do cast people from the office. Which is nice.
Which is nice.
The people around here are so creative and so talented that they come up with little things and little ideas that we can kind of like expand and everyone can relate to. This is where we kind of like start an idea and process it and understand what we want to do, how we want to achieve it. We start with references, so you'll get the ideas that we kind of like, the mood board where we kind of like have ideas.
With Kenny Reeves.
Obviously. So then you have like the variations of the script itself. So what we want to say to which audience at what time and how we want to process it. I work with creators as well, which is it's part of my role here. We really focus on how they create. And if they have a certain style, if they have a certain way of doing things, that we really want to tap into that and don't really want to change someone into, make me something that artists would relate to.
No matter if the return on investment is higher with someone.
So it's not just about, it's not just about the return on investment. This ad, for instance.
Are you a filmmaker or a content creator?
This would be completely different. It's a different style.
Yusuke Okawa.
Obviously.
So sweet.
Cool.
Japanese is so sweet.
So that is a completely different style. Because this is his own style.
Of course.
So that makes sense for us to use.
But you give him like a direction, you give him like
So the way it works, once we get to talk, and we have this creative talk together with the creator, we already have this feeling of this is how it's going to look. And I'm usually giving them a lot of creative freedom because this is part of our values and this is part of our goals. We want to give people creative freedom, and we do have our do's and don'ts. We do want to eventually acquire more customers and get more people to know about our product because we do believe, and the creator itself, we're not paying an actor to say whatever, right? We want something that is genuine and native and someone and for the creator to feel natural about what he's doing, right? I'm not asking anyone to act, overact, act or exaggerate.
Thank you very much. That was so interesting. Allez, c'est parti. On part au studio et on va dans un premier temps découvrir les musiciens, deux musiciens très talentueux qui travaillent chez Artlist. Peut-être que vous avez déjà écouté leur musique ou fait un projet avec leur musique. Et ensuite, on enchaînera avec l'interview de Ori qui sera en anglais et qui va, je pense, se révéler pas mal de choses.
Like opening a TV and watching a commercial and then my song is suddenly
Oh, that's so sweet.
Or like friends like a free send me like when they find my songs in commercials they see it's blowing up right now.
Okay. No way. Oh yeah?
You know this song?
Okay, so this is you. Wow.
Yeah, so nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ari, for having us today. Very nice to meet you. I'm
Nice
so
to
glad
meet
to
you
be
too.
here. You are the head of music
True.
of Artlist. Can you explain just a little bit what is the head of music here and what's your job?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think I can tell you a little bit about my own story in a few words.
Yeah.
So I was a musician all my life.
Okay.
And kind of had the chance to work at every angle of the music industry, but was mainly at the end of my career before Artlist, was mainly a music producer, produced a lot of records, I don't even know how many.
Okay.
And I worked with a lot of like the, I guess, most prominent indie artists in Israel that also broke through. So Asaf Avidan, who a lot of French people know, and Lola Marsh, people that really, acts that really went well on international scenes as well.
All right.
And I had my own studio. I was a very busy producer.
Wow.
But also had a chance to really, be a tour manager and sign deals with record labels and manage tours and like anything around music I used to do at least at one point or the other. So I really had a very wide experience in the industry, which I'm very thankful about. And exactly 5 years ago, it was July 5 years ago, Artlist approached me while they were still in very, very early stages.
Okay.
And when I first joined, that was my main mission, was how can we produce music for this catalog on scale, which is pretty big. And we built this method of producing, I call it, we're producing music soundtrack for a picture without seeing the picture.
Yeah.
Because we're producing for a catalog for video creators.
You know, the main direction of Artlist is for videographers, for cinematographers, for film composition, for what's your, like, if you can tell me the strategic plan a little bit about
It's a great question. The answer is first of all very eclectic, but I think for me anyway, for sure, the main motto is we make great music, period. First of all, that's the most important thing, and we're considering it real music, and we'll talk about it in a second. It's not stock, it's not library, and I'll tell you more about it in a second. I think Artlist, I mean, the main or the center of our user base is YouTubers. Much like yourself. For me, the main thing I learned when I joined Artlist is how wide the video world became, because I think I was so soaked into music, and music also went through a huge revolution during the time I was there. Like, I was still I had a few sessions on a tape machine, so I kind of saw the whole revolution from analog to digital, and I was so busy with music I didn't understand the same thing happen on the video creator world. Just like yourself, I mean, what you're doing today didn't used to be a job, you know what I mean? And today it is. So that's a very big difference. And what it did is that stock music used to be for presentations or for like, business demos and stuff like that. And the video world expanded so much that every kind of soundtrack has a need. Maybe not as much as, so maybe a cool trap beat won't be as successful as classic Indian music, but we need both to serve all of our users and anything in between and anything else. So
for my clients, I use Artlist for each and every films I produce, all for the Chinese market.
Wow.
So this is kind of, funny to, and another one is for YouTube, of course.
For your own channel.
For my own channel, where I publish some behind the scenes and lighting breakdowns about how we shot that scene, etc.
That made Artlist so successful, because the revolution that Artlist brought into this world was one simple license for video creators. So even the differentiation we were talking about between filmmakers, for us it didn't matter, at least. I mean, in the beginning there was just one plan, one subscription, and it would cover everything, including third party or like client work, as you call it. Answer the real pain of videographers, just like yourself. You wanted to build a career. You had to license. If you wanted for a film, you could go end up 2 months of negotiations, right, with people. I don't know if you ever experienced it.
And expensive.
Very expensive and complicated.
I know.
And you would just sometimes just even leave it and go to Audio Jungle and get a crappy track, right? Or something that sounds bad. And that's the revolution, I think. We brought great music with a great deal. And it was a great deal for both sides. And I think I always love saying that Artlist is like a bridge between indie creators, because we took the indie music industry, which was on the rise 7-8 years ago, and you have video creators that are independent. They're not going to license music through Warner Music with lawyers or whatever. So it was a great bridge in the right time, because it serves both sides. We rebuilt our original model as, I describe it as a full partnership. So all our artists gets paid for whatever they do, first of all.
That's
it's not like in advance, they get paid.
Because I think we all want to know how,
it's
how they are
basically
paid.
work
On
for
clicks
hire.
of the music, of course?
No, so when we do original, we pay a set fee, which is work for hire, very respectful prices per artist. Every artist that works on a song gets paid.
Even if it's
song.
not downloaded?
No, it's like an upfront, it's not recoupable, it's not in advance, it's just a fee. We see it as work for hire, as we call it. We're hiring them to make music for the catalog, but the main difference, most libraries would do just that. They would just hire musicians to do tracks and pay them a one-time off fee. The main difference we did is we made it a partnership, meaning we're acting as a record label or label services, so we distribute all the music to Spotify, to Apple Music. We opened or established a global publishing entity that also collects all the royalties for broadcast, which is very big at Artlist because we have a lot of video usage. And so they would get 50% of all additional revenue. So they basically 50%. Make music, they get paid, and they get 50%. If it gets really big and successful, it could be a lot of money as well.
Yeah, of course.
So that was like a win-win situation, and we kind of launched it, and since then we grew the original 20 times bigger than what it started, you can say. Wow. Today we produce almost 2,000 tracks a year.
2,000 tracks a year?
For originals. And we have artists from all over the world. Almost, I think it's now 750 different artists are signed to Artlist Original.
And how do you select them? Do you contact artists?
So it's a good question. So we have a submission portal on the platform where any musician can submit, and we're receiving a lot of people submit. There are a lot of artists. I think it's about 1,000 different artists a month.
A month?
We're very, very selective there. I think.
What's the criteria of selection?
We accept about 1 to 3% each month of everything incoming.
1 to 3% of 1,000 submissions.
And that's what we call our passive A&Ring, because it comes to us and we decide. We're very picky, and I think it's a good point to add here that Artlist today has 26,000 songs. Just to give you a reference, this is 6 years of working on this catalog. We have 26,000 songs. Spotify uploads about 100,000 a day. So we're very selective, and the entire idea is we know exactly why we choose a song, how it's going to be tagged, how it's going to be presented on site, and who is going to use it and for what. So this is our service at the end of the day, the curation.
When you select someone, do you have a video call with him? Do you know, like, personally him or her?
Yeah, so just to tell you, so there what we do is we accept artists, and we sometimes even accept songs. Like if somebody would submit a song we really feel is great, we would take it as is, and we have a bit of a separate model there where we pay per download. It's not like a work for hire, it's not original. We call it external, like external music, because it's externally sourced. And that's our second model. So we have two models, the original that I just told you about, and external is where we actually accept a pre-made song and we just license it on Artlist, and we pay usage royalties, very similar to Spotify. So that would be per download, like you said. Our artist community is very, very important to us, and we have at least one video call when we onboard every artist for originals.
So you know each and every one of them.
Yeah, and we have a team, we have a very dedicated teams, I should say, for each part of what they do. So we have a team of agents that negotiate with them, get them signed, make sure they get paid.
Back at the office?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's what we call A&R agents, and they're responsible for everything that has to do with artist relation.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then we have a group of content leaders, we call it, or production leaders, that they're working with all our freelance artists as musical advisors, sometimes even almost co-producers, you can say. And they would also be in charge of explaining them what we're looking for. So they would build a brief or a guide and be part of the production process throughout the whole thing, which is also very unique because our musician gets a lot of support. And then we have an audio team that works in a different studio from here that does all the mixing and mastering for all our original work. So it's really fully serviced, and we have a design team doing the covers, we have a label team doing the distribution and registration of copyrights. So basically at the end of the day, for our original artists, they get paid to make music. Everything else is covered. And it's a lot of fun for them, I can tell you. They're all very happy.
When you're indie creators.
I think we only had one artist leave the roster, and it was because he had a problem with us being an Israeli company when he found out. It had nothing to do with the music operation or anything. So I'm very proud about it, of course. And we are very proud, and the music teams at Artlist really are working hard every day to make sure that that's maintained and growing.
Of course.
And we're doing also doing a lot of work to to get the community together as well. So we sometimes have workshops for them.
Yeah.
We have Facebook groups where they can discuss and so on. And we're also connecting a lot of them. So we would take a producer from the US working with an Australian singer, for example.
So you connect.
So we connect. So it's a lot of times it's interesting collaborations for them as well, and so on. I have today 6 managers, but below them the entire music division is 55 people. How would you work? Like if you go to look for music, what's the first thing you'll do? Cinematic?
I'll go for cinematic. I'll go for classical.
Together?
Yeah, together.
And then just go from here.
Arrivée is someone that I've been downloading his music.
One of the best we have.
Yeah, Arrivée is amazing.
By the way, this is the same guy.
Adrien,
that's his real name.
Adrien Berenger. Okay, all right. Nice to know.
Two profiles.
Okay.
But yeah.
And then when I see a good song, I'll click on the album, and I want to check the full album if he has several of songs that match together. To create
a story,
perhaps a story, and perhaps one, because what I do is advertising movies from 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes movies in dairy products or wine and spirits extra. So I'll have to match 2 or 3 songs together to have a full
so
film with a story.
From the same album.
So I'll check the album if I can match. But I like to work with the same guy because he plays the same instruments. I'll go for either genre or instruments. Yeah.
So, it's interesting. So you are a more professional.
I'm a musician a little bit. So
because most people go to mood and video thing.
Okay.
It's interesting. So I think more professional people know the style they want. They know they can even say, I want a guitar or I want a piano. This is the less pressed of all 4 instruments. It's interesting. The most is mood and the less is instrument. That's why it's...
Thank you so much for your amazing job, Ori. Thank you very much.
Thank you for using us.
Les amis, j'espère que cette vidéo vous a plu, j'espère que ce projet vous a plu. C'était quelque chose un peu de niche, je sais, c'était quelque chose de tout nouveau qui n'a jamais été fait en français sur YouTube, même en anglais d'ailleurs, parce que personne n'est allé chez Nanlike, personne n'est allé chez Cartoni, personne à part Sam Newton est allé chez Artlist. Et pour moi c'était vraiment génial de rencontrer les boîtes avec qui je travaille sur toutes mes productions. J'utilise Artlist maintenant depuis 3 ans sur absolument tous mes projets, quoi. Pro comme perso, comme YouTube, comme tout en fait. Et voilà, encore une fois, vous avez le lien dans la description, vous avez 2 mois offerts gratuits si vous souscrivez à n'importe quel abonnement. Pour tous ceux qui sont restés jusque-là, merci d'avoir regardé. Je vous remercie énormément de votre soutien sur la chaîne au quotidien. J'espère que ça vous plaît et que ça continuera de vous plaire. Je vous dis à très bientôt dans une prochaine vidéo. Prenez soin de vous, je vous aime très fort. Bye bye. 再见.